The Philadelphia 76ers had by far the busiest trading deadline of any NBA franchise. In a blockbuster transaction that sent Ben Simmons to the Brooklyn Nets, Philadelphia was able to get James Harden. Let's take a look at 3 reasons why James Harden was the ideal trade candidate for the Sixers and why he will be an excellent fit for this squad. Let's get started. At number 3, he's playing alongside a top-tier big guy. The fact that James Harden will be playing alongside possibly the best big man in the NBA is the key reason why he'll be a great fit for this Philadelphia 76ers team. The only other big man to whom Joel Embiid can be compared is Nikola Jokic, but their styles are vastly different, and Harden is certainly a better fit for Embiid than Jokic. If Embiid and James Harden are both at their best, the pick and roll that they will be able to run will be nearly impossible to defend. This is without a doubt the best tandem that James Harden and Joel Embiid have ever played with. Harden has played with several terrific players, including perhaps the best player in the world, Kevin Durant. But because Durant is an outside scorer, Harden won't be able to engage him in the same way that he would with Joel Embiid. At number 2, Daryl Morey is officially back. James Harden and Daryl Morey have a long history of being together, as they were teammates in Houston. Without a doubt, James Harden was playing his best basketball of his career in Houston. There were still some questions about him since he couldn't seem to finish the job, but the truth is that it's difficult to win a title when you're going up against the Golden State Warriors, who James Harden had previously fought with. Reuniting with Daryl Morey should bring some solace for James Harden, allowing him to continue to play the best basketball of his career. As he stepped off the plane in Philadelphia, he was greeted by Morey and his family. This is a positive thing for James Harden since Morey appears to be able to keep him in check, and if things start to go wrong in Philadelphia, Harden will always have someone to turn to. Sean Marks and head coach Steve Nash didn't appear to have much clout in the locker room in Brooklyn, but that will change now considering he's wearing a Sixers jersey. And at number 1, Harden is under pressure, but it could be a good kind of pressure. There's no denying that Philadelphia sports fans are among the most intense in the world. There are some of the most fervent supporters in professional sports, and if you don't deliver, they will let you know. Everyone saw what they did to Ben Simmons, and it's surprising that it took so long for Philadelphians to be unhappy with him. He should have been transferred out of town a few years ago, but they kept expecting for the best and putting their faith in the front office and Simmons. There's also no denying that James Harden will be under a lot more pressure now that he's on his 3rd team in 2 seasons, and if he doesn't win an NBA championship, the media and Sixers fans will hold him accountable. There's no reason that he can't win the NBA title this season, and if he doesn't, it'll be all over the news. While he was in Brooklyn, which might be considered a large market owing to his proximity to New York City, the fact remains that New York City is Knicks town. Nobody cares about the Nets, and James Harden wasn't under a lot of pressure in New York. In Philadelphia, though, this will be the polar opposite because the Sixers are universally adored. It doesn't necessarily mean that the pressure he'll face in Philadelphia will be harmful. He recognizes that if he doesn't win an NBA title in the next few years, his reputation will suffer. This may benefit James Harden since he recognizes that he must play his best basketball every night and that his supporters will want nothing less. While he's had his fans of his own team applauding for other teams and yelling MVP shouts in Brooklyn, he'll never have to deal with such fans in Philadelphia. In Philly, the emphasis will be on James Harden, which isn't a bad thing. All he has to do is perform and do what he does best. Having a strong supporting cast around him will certainly help, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see him hoisting the trophy in a couple of years. Well guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. We'll see you guys next time.